So 3 months ago I made this video to ask people if they remember something about Mighty Mighty Monsters, a 2010 set of 3 short films that used to air in Cartoon Network because they are not very easy to find in the internet and I remembered about their existence. Well, in that video I go more in depth about some origins of the film and stuff, so go watch that if you haven't already, to get more context, you know. Keep in mind it's one of my first videos, so it's kinda weird. Apparently the video got more exposure than I thought it would, and quite a few people commented about their memories about the film, and I even got the chance to revisit the films in order to review them as I promised I would. So that's what this video is about. Before we start, I want to give a massive thanks to Jessica Flores. She reached out to me and provided some info for the films and also gave me the way to watch them. Without her, this video wouldn't be possible. That's it for the intro. Now let's start up and take a look at Mighty Mighty Monsters Haloween Havoc. The movie begins with Vlad the Vampire and Gunnar the Werewolf in a block-like thing telling us a story. You see, in this monster world, monsters have learned to be kind and more civilized. But our guys here, Vlad, Frankie and Gunnar, are more wild and monster-like, so they convince Zombie and Creature, by the way, that's his name, Creature, they convince them to prank these Twilight rip-off monsters. They're actually named Edward and Jacob.
This is Edward and Jacob. They'd rather entertain humans than terrorize them.
Yeah, what's with that?
We were about to show them what being a monster is all about.
All right, boys. Operation Stink Bucket is a go.
Then, we are introduced to this Katrina-like monster named Candida, who has a crush on Frankie and stalks him. She has this weird box that can hypnotize him to fall in love with him, which I may add, it's super invasive and weird. Well, so Candida ruins the prank and they get in trouble. Apparently, these mad lads always pick on Jacob and Edward, and the chair spider principal exposed Zombie and Creature. Then the gang gets sent into human school as a punishment to learn how to control themselves and stuff. As soon as they get into human school, they decide to bet with the teacher so that they can get back to monster school if they win a Halloween costume contest. We then get introduced to some human characters named Calzone and Rooney that are hall monitors, and they have some quirky and funny moments, especially with the dialogues. Well, they give the monsters a tour, and then we meet the best character of all times, the mighty and powerful king himself, Reginald.
Well, looky here, new kids. Enjoying your first day at my school? My queen wants to win the Halloween costume contest, but you did wrong if you think you're gonna win it with her. Feel me?
I don't want to feel you.
Well,
Ha, very funny. But the joke's on you, cause guess what? It's almost costume time. Good luck!
Humans are weird.
He's actually nicknamed the King, and he's the popular kid. Honestly, I love him. He gives me gang member vibes, the way he talks, the way he moves, the way he acts. It's all out there. Heck, the King Reginald is one of the main reasons I remember this movie, but we'll get into that later. Alright, so he tells them they need 20 votes to get into the costume contest and brags about how there is no way that they can get that amount of votes. And then the monsters run around being cool and they end up getting enough votes. Blah blah blah, they win the contest, hooray, and they should be free now and go to monster school, you know?
Oh, you won, yes. But in costume? No. And so, you fail, yes?
Wait, what?
But we won.
And yet, you lose.
Alright dude, you are being just an a-hole now. Well, Frankie starts going out with a girl named Jennifer, which he met earlier, and Candida is just not having it.
Time to change your relationship status to single.
Over my dead body!
That body already looks dead, honey.
Frankie, tell this human who I am.
So Frankie calls out Candida for being a monster, and they return her to Monster World. To be honest, I don't know why she was in human school in the first place. Whatever, so the next day they all get dressed as humans to fit in without being sauce and blend in with the humans. Frankie starts liking being human, and to top it all off, the trophy starts talking to him, question mark, and well, they are in their own stuff, trying to be humans and all, but my man, the king, asks the whole monitors to keep an eye on them. So they eventually discover that they are monsters, and they catch Blood and Gunner, which explains why they were hiding in the first place. And then we get to the main reason I remember this film. The best moment in cinematic history. The best song ever created.
They're colder than my dead heart.
Monster freaks, we're coming to get ya. What you gonna do? Get them monsters. What you gonna do? Get them monsters. What you gonna do? Get them monsters.
Frankie, he's gone full human, man.
For real though, I used to sing this song with my friends when we were in elementary school. We often change the lyrics for some quirky stuff, but the magic is still there. Even to this day, we still sing it time to time just to remind us about our past selves. That's why I decided to research these films. I wanted to revive the moment of truth, the moment where I heard this song for the first time. And here it is in its former glory. Alright, so Frankie gets discovered too because he was trapped with Candida, which made him let out his monstrosity. Before they get captured, Frankie electrifies the whole monitors and they all escape. Then Frankie finds Blood and Gunner, but can we be honest here? Blood and Gunner could have killed these guys, or at least harmed them in order to escape. I mean, they're monsters after all, and these are just sausage humans. Oh, but the King Reginald's here, right? So yeah, wise choice, monsters. Reginald would have won the fight. He's almighty after all. We get this weird scene where Frankie breaks this trophy in order to get rid of the bad advice it is given to him, and it rescues Blood and Gunner. Then Reginald and his crew start throwing, I guess, garbage balls to the monsters, and they start bombarding the whole schoolyard. Blah blah blah, Candida saves the day, blah blah blah, monsters get away, and we get the best speech ever, with the best song ever created too.
Chess geeks, mathletes, and science freaks. Y'all listen up when I speak. Now I know we've had our differences. Exactly, my friend. But times have changed. Now, we must all come together to put these monsters in their place. Can you dig it? What we gonna do?
Get them monsters.
What we gonna do?
Get them monsters.
What we gonna do?
Get them monsters.
What we gonna do?
We're gonna get them monsters.
Well, it finishes with Frankie, Gunner, and Blood accepting the fact that they have to change their ways in order to get back to Monster School, and because it is the right thing to do. And we get this to be continued by moment. Credits, Haloween Havoc's over. So what are my thoughts on this movie? Well, story-wise it felt incomplete, but it only makes sense because it's supposed to continue with more films. Of course, the story isn't complicated because it's intended for children, but even with this, some jokes and dialogue exchanges are fun, even for mature audiences. I like the interactions between the characters and also the characters themselves. The designs are just really good. And I talked a little bit about this in the last video, but it's worth mentioning that some talent and effort were put into these characters. Well, for the monsters, the humans look weird, but maybe that's intended since monsters are our main characters here, and humans are kind of the antagonist. Something that was running around my head through all the film was whether or not they used motion capture for the animation. It turns out they actually did. I can tell the crew was having fun with this film, and the motion scenes are well executed because everything is refined and is so stylized and cartoony. This is an example of motion capture gone right, because we know that when motion capture came out, a lot of atrocities came out to this world. Of course, this movie isn't perfect, but it's worth watching, and I definitely recommend watching it. Actually, not long after the movies were provided to me, someone uploaded this one here on YouTube, so go watch it after the video ends, and let me know your thoughts on the film. There is things I left out of this video so that you can go and enjoy this film by yourself, and I hope they become more accessible in the future. Next up, I'm going to review the second part of this trilogy, Mighty Mighty Monsters in New Fierce Eve. So subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the video comes out, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video and share to support my channel.
Enjoying your first day at my school?
Alright, so I know I haven't been uploading content in this channel recently, but in my secondary channel I'm trying to upload every week. For those who are new here, I have a secondary channel in which I make Pokemon content. Currently I'm making a region based on pre-Hispanic Mexico, so go check that out. And I'm going to be making some spooky Pokemon, so in between my videos on this channel, go watch those. Thanks for watching and see you all next time, hopefully next week.